Let's talk about money.
Red lips, tell it like it is. Money on your wrist, bogging to the beats. Maybe
summer's end, by the campfire, all my friends in our empire.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and I teach travel and taste. Today we are going to be talking about something that you have been wanting to know the truth about. So here I am today. I'm going to break down the package which you will receive if you do get a job offer as a teacher in the UAE. Okay, so I have this here so that I give you the numbers. Okay, so today is all about the numbers. This is an email that I received when I received my first offer. Okay, so this is my first offer since I'm still working at the school that I'm currently working at. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose how much I'm earning at the moment, but I will go through an offer that I received for teaching starting from August last year. Okay, so this should give you an idea of how much you will get as a teacher in the UAE. So firstly, it says thank you for attending the interview. I'm absolutely delighted to advise that your interview was successful and that you have been selected as a homeroom teacher in Al Ain, the Emirates of Abu Dhabi, UAE. So this, guys, was in Al Ain. It was in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE. So I was like super stoked. I was like, oh, now I'm going to get a job as a teacher in Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, that did not happen and I ended up here in Fujairah, which I am truly thankful for. Like, I can't emphasize how happy I am that I received the offer that I received here, because I can basically do a lot of things with the money that I'm being given here. So firstly, there is a total fixed monthly salary. So this is 12,400 dirhams. So in brackets, you will see that they have written monthly basic salary 6,200. So how they usually do it here is you will get, don't worry about it, you will get 12,400 in your bank account. It's just that like they break it down into parts. So they'll say like 6,200 monthly basic salary, and then they'll say transport allowance of like maybe 4,000 whatever, and then they would write other allowances and they would put a certain amount. So all of that money will then come together to the 12,400 that is written on your offer. On top of that, you will see that there's education allowance. So it says they're not eligible. What this means is that they will offer you an education allowance for your spouse, for your children. So if you have children, or if you're coming here as a couple and you have children, or if you are a mother and you have children of your own, you will get that education allowance. Next thing is accommodation support. So a lot of the schools here, if not all of them, will provide you with either accommodation or an allowance for your accommodation. I've actually done a video where I break down like the differences between an offer that will come with accommodation versus an offer that comes with an allowance. So it says here, provided as per company policy and dictated by the number of children who reside in the UAE. What this means is that, you know, they will provide accommodation according to whether you have like a spouse or whether you've got children. So how it usually goes, like you would get a 1-bedroom accommodation if you're lucky. I know in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you would get a bachelor, but you could get a 1-bedroom accommodation. You just need to double check with the school that you are going to be working for. And it says under your sponsorship and within the predefined ages. So like if they are sponsored by you or if you have a spouse. or a monthly paid assistance allowance capped at 35,000 dirhams per annum. What that basically means is that you will get an allowance of 35,000 35,000 dirhams as long as you are able to provide proof of you taking the lease. So that's another thing. Like if you are going to get accommodation outside of the school, you will have to take up the lease upon yourself. And these are usually like 12 months. So just be prepared to stay for 12 months if you do get an allowance for accommodation. The next thing is the visa. So it says here, as per the company policy paid by the company and provided for the employee and their resident dependents, to include spouse and a maximum of 2 children. So if you are married and you would like to bring your husband over, and if you have kids, so just up to 2 kids, you will be able to sponsor them on your visa, or your company will cover those expenses for the visa. So they will have a residency visa which will expire after 2 years, so when your contract ends. And if you renew your contract with the school that you're working for or the company that you'll be working for, then this will be renewed as well. So you'll be able to keep your spouse and your children under the same visa. The next thing they cover are flights. So it says here, aligned to company policy, a cash allowance is paid annually based on procurement provided annual flights, cost estimates, and capped at employee, spouse, and 2 children under the age of 18. So that's another thing. So they will not only provide flights for you, but they will provide flights for yourself, your spouse, and 2 of your children. And these are provided yearly. So every year you will get like a return flight paid for by the school or the company that you'll be working for, which will allow you to go home if you need to. Then they also provide medical insurance. So provided for the employee and legal dependents, to include a spouse and a maximum of 3 children under the age of 18. So they will provide medical insurance. I know, like with my medical insurance, I'm able to see like the general practitioner. There's also like a certain amount of money allocated to the dentist. The only thing they don't cover is the optometrist, which you'll have to do yourself. But most of like the basic health stuff will be covered by your medical insurance. And then there's annual leave, and it says here, as per ADEC approved school calendar for students and academic staff. What that means is that you will get school holidays, and school holidays will be paid for. So the schools here are like 3-term schools. You get a lot of holidays. I know like in the 2021-2022 calendar, we only had 184 school days out of 365 days. So basically you will have like lovely, long, good holidays, especially in between the years. So like between July and August, you get a really long, like 6-week holiday to travel back home if that's something that you are looking to do. Then they speak about the contractual period. So that is 2 years. I've been given a 2-year limited contract. So sometimes they make it an unlimited contract. So a 2-year limited contract, renewable upon mutual agreement. So this just means that if the company and yourself agree to renew the contract, then it'll be renewed for another 2 years. And if they decide, no thank you, we would like to move on, then your contract will end after 2 years. I've got an end of service gratuity. So it says here, as determined by the UAE labor law. The start date is mentioned there, and it says they're subject to ADEC and MOL approval. So this is important. Like you have to upload some documents to the ADEC system so that you are approved by them. and MOL, this is the Ministry of Labor. They have to overlook your contract, have you sign it, and then you can start off as a teacher. There's also some things that they've added for me to note. The first one is, please note that the benefits described in the terms of employment are subject to eligibility requirements, and that all offers are subject to us receiving satisfactory references and experience letters to match your CV. That's another thing they're going to ask for. Like, they will ask for letters of employment to state that you have worked for those companies. If you are still applying now, I would recommend that you collect these letters of employment from the previous schools which you have taught at, or the schools which you have listed in your CV. Also, please be mindful that our offer of employment is subject to ADEC pass clearance and obtaining all the necessary approvals from the UAE authorities. So the ADEC pass will require your SACE certificates or your teaching license. They will require your degree. They'll require a police check and a number of things. Once you've uploaded all of that, then you will be able to work at the school which you've been given an offer at. As you are no doubt aware, it is mandatory to upload all your experience and reference letters to the ADEC Pass portal as per your CV. Experience letters should have your name, start date, end date, and your designation on the school's letterhead. It should be signed by the school principal or HR from your previous schools. So this is important, guys. When you ask for your letter of reference, just make sure that the LOE or the letter of reference includes all of these, or else it's going to be rejected by the ADEC Pass. Yeah, it is a long, tedious process, but once you have all your documents together, trust me, everything goes on as smoothly as possible. Because it says that once we receive your verification of the email address you've registered on the ADEC Pass portal, you will receive an ADEC Pass link from us to enable you to start the ADEC Pass process. So this is the process where you will have to upload all the documents which they require from you. We sincerely hope you will accept our offer of employment and to move forward with a seamless onboarding. We request that together with your signed contract offer, you also please include the following: the verified ADEC Pass email address. Upon your acceptance and the above mentioned information, we will be in contact with details regarding the next steps and the additional documents required to proceed further with obtaining approvals from the respective government authorities. Congratulations, and we sincerely look forward to welcoming you on board to add your special brand of value to our evolving school program. Should you have any questions or require further clarification, please do not hesitate to contact me. We look forward to hearing from you. So that was the Senior Talent Advisor. So yeah, that is the offer that I received, and yours is likely to be like similar. What you do need to do is make sure that you get all your documents in order, because you won't be able to start working here unless the authorities say so, and the authorities need so much documentation and they need it in a certain way. Like, just listing your experience on your CV is not enough. You need to get those letters of employment, and just getting them is not enough. They need to state all the required stuff that they need to hear from you. If you do have any questions regarding the application process for teaching in the UAE, do let me know in the comment section and I will respond to your questions. Do like and don't forget to subscribe, and check out all the other videos that'll help you succeed in your application process. Thank you once again for joining me. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Goodbye.